Reg just had his wife on.
Oh,
Great episode. Domino Kirk. All right, we are hopefully they can hear us.
put it in the chat if you guys can hear.
Yeah. Hey, ladies. Hey, Vic. You know what? Maybe I'll just join.
Yes, she said she can hear.
Is my laptop over there?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Oh, it's freezing.
So many moving parts, as y'all know.
So many. It's just never ending.
It's never ending. We need an intern.
We need an intern.
Or if my cats had thumbs, they could do it.
What's with this piece of hair?
But the cats don't have thumbs, so they are useless.
Mike wants to be the intern. Yeah, actually, well, if you could, we would need you to physically be here.
Right.
To set us up, so.
Yeah.
While the gesture is so sweet.
Imagine if we had
send my resume.
Imagine if we had an intern though, like from like Suffolk County Community College, and they'd
I would
come
love it.
here and they'd be like, "What is this shit, girl? Okay, I'm doing more high tech shit in my basement."
Exactly.
Like, great. I'll buy you coffee.
Right? We could pay you in coffee.
Yeah, I can pay you in high fives. Nobody wants that. Interns deserve to get paid as well. All right. We have the chat going here. I think
it's 8:06.
Yeah. Oh, and then I have to. All right. We're good. You hear me?
Yes. Oh, look.
I just want to get it so I'm looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
So I can make faces. Do you ever get self-conscious about your toes being shown? I'm like, what if there's weird feet people?
Is it like your finger in the James and
Stop! Forevermore. The worst. Oh my god.
That's such a good picture, though. I love that picture.
We all look so good.
We all look so cute, and James and Chad look so cute.
I know. It's good memories, but
yeah.
My fucking creepy dead hand. I'm gonna hit record here.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Oh, Michelle, you're not on.
Now we should be good, and we'll use this as our video. All right. We are good, Lissy.
Okay. You guys ready? Let's do this.
Dun, 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 dun. You know, like jock jams?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I was just like in a mid burp that I didn't hear your singing. Okay. Here we go. Welcome back to the second episode of We Are Liars, a Pretty Little Liars podcast. I'm Liz.
And I'm Michelle.
Tonight we are discussing episode 2 of season 1, titled The Jenna Thing. Original air date, June 15th, 2010, written by I. Marlene King, directed by Liz Freelander. So before we get into the episode, I want to thank everyone, first of all. We had such sweet comments coming in, people liking our first episode, the downloads. We're just super happy that you are here, and we're glad that you're on this journey with us. Michelle's journey of Pretty Little Liars.
Yes, it's so exciting. And also thank you to everyone who left us reviews.
And thank you so much for leaving a review. If you've listened to the first episode and you liked it and you haven't left a review, that would be super sweet. No pressure.
I was thinking, because on our other podcast, we're naming them the Panther of the Week.
Yeah.
I'm doing name them the Liar of the Week.
The Liar.
Is that weird? Because they're not lying about
our Pretty of the Week.
We'll come up with
that.
Let's workshop on that.
We'll come up with that.
Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you to everyone, and I wanted to also read some words of wisdom from the Bettys that we've been the reception for Pretty Little Liars and just what's to come for our journey, which I know what's to come, but Michelle does not.
I do not.
So from Brit C, They said, one thing to keep in mind, this is not like the other teen dramas. The Pretty Little Liars world is not real life. You'll see what I mean as the show goes on. Norman Buckley, our favorite teen drama director, likes to say that the PLL world is a hyper-adrenalized reality. If you accept that, then I think you'll love it or you'll love to hate it.
Okay. I mean, down for either.
Same. Lauren P. states, I love PLL, and this is my 4th time rewatching. What? Four times. Bless your soul, sweetie. They say it's nostalgic for me because it reminds me of a simpler time. Also, there are so many twists and turns that I find new surprises every rewatch.
I can understand that, of what you've talked about and just watching these first 2 episodes.
Yes.
I get that.
Thank you, Laura, for sending a sweet email. I will show Michelle because I don't think there's any spoilers in there. Debbie says, time to pull out my murder board. Every rewatch, I seem to learn more. Can't wait for this journey with you ladies. Kiana says, if you think Gossip Girl was ridiculous, just you wait. Michelle will need her corkboard with pictures and string.
Should I make that up here?
We should.
You know what?
We can make it to the green screen.
And then point, and then I can make it. Oh
my god, no, that's I already know the visual. That is perfect.
Yeah, and then I can point.
We can go like
Let me get
Aria.
my stick.
Ezra. We'll have all the pictures of every cast, and then we'll.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is all coming together.
Yeah. So we should say this, and I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, please.
For a visual podcast, so then you can see us pointing. Because
Yes.
then hearing this, they're like,
What do you mean? No, we're actually on YouTube, so check us out.
Yeah.
And some newbie thoughts from Will. He says, wow, this show took One Tree Hill and Gossip Girl, mixed them, and turned them up to an 11. Also, he's complained about the synchrony of all the texts going on at the same time. That is super unrealistic to him. And he doesn't understand how people can get past that of their phones, all their connections syncing up at the exact same time. It's not reality, but he will get past it.
What do you mean when they all
Because
get
it's
at the same time?
Because it's like at the exact same time. Like even now, my sister and I will be in a chat with my mom, and my sister will get it like 10 seconds before I will, or something like that. Like they don't. The chances of everyone's texts at the same time in 2010 going through, I don't think is realistic. But it's the fantasy. He's saying, "What's the fantasy world? It's supposed to be from A, so he'll get over it."
Wow, I didn't even think about that, but now I will.
Yeah, and also too soon to tell, but he says Maya and Emily might be the new fave early couple in the TV universe, like the beginnings of their relationship.
What? That is okay. I am not going to.
The bars.
I have to lower myself. I'm not going to knock you, Will, but that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard on this podcast, and I stand by that statement. Let me lower my jack.
We'll see. Oh wow, we're really coming in hot.
Yeah, especially I hear myself
cracking.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so the summary for this episode: flashbacks from Aria, Spencer, Hanna, and Emily's past occur when blind girl Jenna shows up in Rosewood. Aria tries to stay away from her English teacher, Ezra Fitz, and Emily and Maya share a short kiss. That did not happen in this episode. Right?
Well, maybe we didn't see if they shared.
Right, but why put that in the summary? Unless I have a different summary, but I don't think I do.
Yeah.
So I have a cocktail tonight. I'm calling it Our Pretty Little Poison.
Can we cheers?
Yes, we should cheers.
Okay. Pretty Little Poison. Click. Clink.
Clink. This is titled Goodnight Kiss.
It's delicious.
It's delicious.
Can you express what you said about bitters before we went live?
I said I love bitters because it might be mental, but as soon as the bitters goes down the esophagus and the effervescence bubbles in my belly, all the gas and bloat goes away. I know. Bitters. I should be on the PR team for bitters. Bitters. For every upset stomach.
I can't stop. I'm like trying to swallow my bitters.
We've also had a shot of espresso before this.
I love bitters though, and it's also really fun to say.
Bitters.
Bitter.
And bitters is, quite frankly, bitter. But I like the bitterness.
Yeah.
People don't necessarily like bitterness. So the Goodnight Kiss is an actual cocktail, which is bitters poured over a sugar cube. You top it with some champagne.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there's a new threat to these girls' lives, anonymous that's been happening. We pick up right where we left off. Minutes after the funeral or that evening, the girls are at the grill and they're chatting because they can't believe that Allie is dead, and also who is this person that knows all of their secrets, the secrets that only Allie knows.
Don't you think, and I said this to Liz off air because I rewatched the first episode, and I feel like no one's really that upset. And I know everybody's dealing with their internal struggles, but I feel like Emily, she's a gorgeous, sad face.
Emily is taking it the worst.
Yes. And I feel like it's showing
in
a genuine way. And I know everybody, like I said, is struggling with her own identity, as we'll see. But it just, every other person just seems kind of, I don't know.
Aria has been removed from the situation for a year. So she didn't really have to deal with people missing Allie.
Right.
And then Spencer is just always wrapped up in what can get Spencer ahead, and Spencer is very focused on her studies, so we know where her head's at. And Hanna, she's taking it differently too. Like, she's not outwardly upset. I think she probably just hasn't really come to the realization, terms of what has happened. So they're all grieving differently, but Emily's for sure taking it the worst.
Yeah.
The girls, like I said, don't understand how this person, it was from across the
I know, I'm hearing my
ear
mouth.
to ear.
I'm trying to really do it. Okay.
How this person knows the secrets that Allie would know. Spencer says that Allie, this is just, my sister's FaceTiming me right now. So we're just going to let that.
Doesn't she know what today is?
She doesn't.
How rude.
How rude. Okay, go back to my paragraph. So Spencer tells the girls that Allie shared with her that she was dating an older guy that had a girlfriend. So they had to keep it secret, also probably because she was underage. Let's be real. There's a lot of underageness going on here.
You think?
Lots and lots. So the girls think, well, maybe this person knows what happened, or maybe is responsible for what had happened to Allie. So they toy with the idea of potentially telling the police, but then if they tell the police, then the police will investigate further into the girls, will therefore figure out more of their secrets and go digging and maybe somehow get them back to the Jenna thing. This is unreal. This is unreal. She called back. She double called me.
You sure it's not important? Sidebar.
I hope not.
She would text you though, right?
Yeah.
Would it be if someone has an emergency, they don't FaceTime.
They don't. I'm just gonna text her.
Just make sure. I think I'd feel better.
Thanks, Michelle.
Yeah, I just want to make sure everything's okay. I also am curious. Oh, you texted her?
Yeah, also my levels are really hot.
Yeah, so we're gonna fix that. And
this is the behind the scenes, y'all.
Yeah, you guys get it. All right. No, I want to. Okay. I think they're hearing us through our internal microphone, which is fine. And then Zoom is picking up our actual mic'd, whatever. Okay. Shanna, anything?
She didn't respond.
No? All right. I'm just going to lower you a little bit.
Okay.
Sorry, Liz. Oh. All right, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we teased the Jenna thing last week, but this week we find out the Jenna thing, what the thing is with the Jenna. So Jenna's back at school, and the girls are on edge because they are solely responsible for her blindness. And you did predict, okay, the girls obviously have something to do with Jenna being blind. So we show a flashback, which I love seeing flashbacks, of the girls one night in Emily's room. They're trying on all these outfits that Allie, I guess, has got, and they're having this like real quintessential girls like slumber party and like being like, oh my god, like I felt like I was watching an American Ashley movie.
Yes, the giggling and throwing
The giggling and like
clothes.
holding up clothes and like
Yes.
freeze framing on it.
Yeah.
And as they're trying on clothes, Allie immediately runs to the window and she's like, ew, he was spying on us, that freak, Toby Kavanaugh. And so she wants to retaliate. So the girls are like, well, let's just maybe tell the cops. Is that cool? And she's like, we could, but it's not fun that way. So she makes the girls go to the Kavanaugh / Marshall household. And they bring a stink bomb. And Allie's going to throw the stink bomb in an empty garage. I think we learn later Toby has a motorcycle. So I think it was Toby's motorcycle with the garage. And she wanted to, I guess, throw a stink bomb in there. I mean, a stink bomb is to smell up the place, right? Or do these things like actually, I don't really know how this works.
Yeah, no, it's usually, I think, just a silent.
And it smells.
And it smells. Jenna's related to?
Their step brother and sister.
Is that who originally walked her into the funeral?
But yes, Toby.
But we haven't.
We don't see Toby in this episode. We just reference Toby.
Do we ever see Toby again?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
And he's recasted. So the first Toby we see in the first episode is forever different Toby.
Sorry. So Toby wasn't in the garage.
No one was in the garage. Oh, she wanted to show me her Halloween costume. Sorry. Nobody was in the garage. But then Allie looks around, lights the stink bomb, throws it, looks around again, and goes, oh shit. And the girls run, and at that point, the whole thing blows up. And Jenna was inside. Do you think she saw Jenna? I think after the fact, she lit it, threw it, looked around, and then happened to maybe see Jenna, and was like, oh shit.
I thought she said, oh shit, after it exploded.
No, it didn't explode yet. She's like, we gotta get out of here. And the way, that's how I interpreted it. I don't remember if that's like what actually happened.
That makes sense.
But I was like, well, maybe she did see Jenna and was like, oh, I just royally fucked up.
Well, then why wouldn't she say run? Because
the girls were going to then be caught, I guess, or that she would have seen them all or something. I mean, but she didn't see anything ever again after that.
Wow.
It's real messed up. It's so incredibly sad.
Yeah.
That this girl now has lost her sight because of it. And because of this, Jenna is permanently blind, and Allie is going to handle the situation. We don't see that. And it's so funny. Some of the stuff on the wiki page is like added in here of things that come. So when I had done my notes and then I rewatched, I was like, wait, we don't actually see that happen in this episode. So I almost just slipped.
Ooh.
These are my actual notes.
Yeah, no.
But I tweaked it, and then I guess I left that one part in because we don't even talk about that yet.
So Allie we see more of this Jenna thing come
Yes, the Jenna stuff still goes on.
Because there's still more to talk about.
No, absolutely. Still more to talk about, and, the girls are responsible for it.
Yes.
And mainly Allie is. And the girls, they tried to talk her out of it, but not hard enough. And they wanted to go home, and then they felt like they were uncool or Allie wasn't going to like them anymore if they did it. So we understand why. It just was really unfortunate.
Yeah.
So to sum up the girls in present day, we will start with Hanna. It's breakfast time. Her and Ashley have their coffee. I just like everyone's like coffee scenes. I was like how everyone drinks their coffee differently. And they're watching the news, and our Detective Wilden is on, and he talks about the actual cause of death being suffocation, which is awful, beyond awful. So that obviously gives them the idea, and they know that she was murdered because you can't suffocate yourself.
Yeah, they said first head trauma and then
blunt force head trauma and then suffocation.
Ooh.
And as we know, Ashley had been seeing the detective to get Hanna out of the stealing of the sunglasses. And Ashley says, oh, don't worry about it. We're never going to see him again, because Hanna is upset. She's like, I'm sorry that you have to do this. And Ashley's like, don't even mention it. He's not coming back. Well, we go to school and we meet Hannah's boyfriend, Sean, very briefly, who's, they're two blondies. It's cute.
Yeah.
Later the two are studying, and she's like, he's cute. Let's do a little something. And so she goes and she gets him a soda, and she refills his soda, and he's like, what's going on here? And so they start to, kiss, and he's like, if we go there, like we can't go there because we won't be able to stop. And she's like, well, why do we have to stop? And it's alluded that he is saving himself, I guess, for marriage. I mean, he doesn't actually say that. And we find out his dad is a preacher. So and Hannah asks, okay, well, does this have something to do with your dad? And he says, no, this is my thing. This is me. But you have to sympathize with her in a way where,
absolutely,
she is this girl that has self-image issues and is starting to feel good about herself. And the guy that she liked is now interested in her.
Yeah.
But he does say, I liked you then and I like you now. Like that doesn't change how I feel about you. Like, yes, I'm into you like that. I'm just not ready for that.
I don't know how I feel about this guy.
Okay.
Maybe I'm not supposed to feel anything for him.
I think you're just supposed, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Sean, I guess.
All of these dudes suck. And so...
Right, like, do you think this is, I don't think it's wrong of him, obviously, to save himself. That's a completely personal decision that no one should ever be judged about. But they're obviously not on the same page.
No, I had two thoughts. Either he's gay or he's cheating. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't think his abstinence is genuine?
I want it to be.
Okay.
I don't think it is.
Okay.
I hope I'm proven wrong.
I like this prediction. At that point, though, Ashley comes home, and then slowly after, Darren comes in with Thai food. And Ashley's like, okay, Sean needs to leave. And obviously, Hannah's so upset. She's like, are you kidding me? I thought you said we were done with this guy. And now he's walking into her kitchen and they're going to eat in the dining room. And it's like they're this big, happy family. And Hannah's like, I'm not about this. And then later she's shopping with Mona. And the detective is in the mall shopping center, the mall parking lot. And Hannah's like, listen, okay, I'll do whatever I need to do. I'll do community service, whatever. Just stay away from my mom. And he's like, well, I know you guys were drinking that night and you don't really want to tell me anything about it, but that's not, your mom's hot and all, but it's not going to get you off from if you know what happened to Allie.
So I don't understand why we're still sleeping with her then.
Right, because he just wants to sleep with her now at this point.
Yeah, and I guess stay close to the source so he can get what he thinks he needs and wants.
Right. Which, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just really gonna...
Yeah.
Benefit. It's not benefiting anyone. I don't think for him.
Well, I think he thinks. Well,
I think
he's getting
he thinks it's benefiting him,
right,
and he's getting some.
Right.
Okay, over to Aria. So we have breakfast at the Montgomerys. They're having their coffee. Byron mentions he's going to be working late again, and Aria immediately pops up like, "What's that about?" And Ella's like, "Oh, come on, really?" And he's like, "Yeah, I took a year off. And now I'm back and I'm slammed." And Aria makes real comments like, what about your family? Your family comes first. And I love Ella doesn't say anything.
Now, is Ella just playing naive? Obviously. So I don't know who I'm talking to, the abyss. And
well, you're posing a question to yourself.
Right. I'm like, does she actually know what has happened in the past and she's just trying to brush it off? Mm-hmm. Or is this her character of just
she doesn't get into contact.
Yeah. I'm just going to keep everything surface level. We're not going to go too deep.
Right. I mean, she does say to Byron, what was up with that with you and Aria? And he's like, oh, she's a crazy teenager. You know how that goes. And then for 1 second, you think Ella's like, huh? But then she's with her hand on her, chin,
Right. So is this
happy at the end?
Is this the character Ella is?
Right. She wants to touch on it, and then when Byron shuts it down, she's like, okay, we're shutting it down. To be determined if she continues that path.
Okay.
So Aria heads to school. She sees Mr. Fitz. She gives him a paper that states she'd like to be transferred out of his class. Now, this whole plot is I'm trying to navigate like what the purpose of her transferring out of the class. So Ezra says, I can keep my feelings at bay. Aria says, I can't. And he's trying to talk her out of not getting it withdrawn from the class. So I'm like, well, what purpose is that serving? If she stays in the class, that means you can physically see each other in person, but are you cutting things off outside of class? Or if she's not in your class, is that giving you the okay to do things outside of class because now she's not in your class? Like, I was like, where is the line of, like, I don't get, like, what's happening here. I know, like, the whole premise is, like, we're navigating feelings. We don't really know where we stand. But her transferring out of the class, I was like, well, what is that doing? Like, that's helping her not be tormented by staring at her as her teacher.
Because it's so wrong. She knows it's so wrong. She knows she should not be involved with her teacher. So I think she's trying to
sorry, Fuzz.
Take the high road and be like, you know what? This is messy. Goodbye.
Right. Okay, so you thought she was closing the door on that chapter.
I mean, I know she wasn't. It's like, this is so wrong, it's right type deal. I think she was just trying to think she was doing the right thing. She was. She should have continued. Why the fuck did it get declined?
Maybe it's too late in the semester for her to... Right, they didn't have space for her in another class. So it gets denied. She sits down. They have a look. And it's almost like, I can't tell, are we happy? Are we sad? We're indifferent about it?
Did you like the shot of him giving her the look and then over his shoulder just says innocence written on the chalkboard? I was like, way to go.
So poetic.
Wow,
it's her innocence.
Yeah, it's
nobody innocent in this situation.
I hate this. I hate this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to not say this so much. I don't want to be negative and get those negative reviews.
We like this show.
We love Ezra and Aria. My ship forever.
No, we will be as candid as possible, and we're never going to sugarcoat anything here. But it's inappropriate.
It's what it comes down to.
Incredibly inappropriate, and they don't know where to go from here. They know they have a connection. They're very attracted to each other. They're very connected on a lot of levels.
Yeah.
It's just the age difference.
Yeah.
And the fact that she is his student.
Right. Right.
So if all those factors were gone, then yeah, in a perfect world they could be together. But now because of those factors, they can't, and they don't really know what to do. And so later on, she goes to see, It Happened One Night with her mom. Ezra happens to also be there because it's his favorite movie too. Oh, it's Aria's favorite movie. Of course it is. Of course it is. And so Ella meets Ezra for the first time, Mr. Fitz. Oh, he's so young. Aria talks about you a lot, making you really awkward. Come on, Mom, don't embarrass me in front of my very young, very adorable teacher.
Yeah.
But of course, that's what mothers do. She walks in, she tells Aria, oh my God, and he's so cute. And then she tells him, hey, come sit with us in the theater.
I know, it was weird. But they were the only 3 people in that small theater.
You think so? They were the only 3 there?
I think so. There was no other people around them.
Right. I mean, when they all sat down, it didn't look like anyone was there. I mean, obviously people could come afterwards, but yeah, if I was a mom, I would be like, well, that might be a little awkward for my kids. So I would never like, hey, come sit with us. They're the only 3 people in the whole.
I think my mom would absolutely invite the teacher over and I'd be glaring.
I'd be mortified.
It'd be awful because that's something my mom would do.
Yeah, but your mom just like loves people and loves like chatting. I mean, granted, when you're at a movie theater, you're probably not doing that. But Ella's like, oh yeah, come sit with us. And so Aria's in the middle of her mom and Ezra, and both her and Ezra are like, oh my God, this is so incredibly awkward. And they probably leave the theater like not speaking, to each other. And they really, again, don't know where they stand. And I think it's only been like one day after they saw each other at Allie's funeral, because it seems like it was the next day after the funeral, and Maya says to Emily, like, oh, how did it go? So I feel like it's only been hours, more, about a day since they've like spoken to each other in person, because I doubt they're calling or texting each other.
They made out at the grill, then they made out at the funeral.
Right. And then that was it, right? Like they don't show you like they've been texting all day. Like they don't show you that. So like they just have this instant connection. This bond that doesn't seem to be broken. And they don't know where to navigate it again because it's the teacher and student and it's an underage situation. Keep reiterating that. So after the awkward encounter, Aria is walking home with her coffee the next day. It starts to pour. And of course, Ezra's driving by in his car. They see each other. She doesn't know if he's going to stop and say hello. He does stop. She gets in the car. The car pulls out just enough so it's like they're hidden. All in slow motion, by the way. I'm just trying to paint the scene here for you. Lots of slow motion going on. And they ferociously make out. Ferociously make out in the car.
I think this scene could have been shot way better.
Oh.
Or maybe edited better. The slow-mo of like the
that part, not like the making
No,
part.
not that. But just like slow-mo. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Oh no,
Way
it
too
was
many
unnecessary. It was unnecessary. It was
zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out.
It was very 90s television.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't.
What the heck? But I guess this is just for, that like, oh my God, it's built up, pent up.
Right, and again, we couldn't see each other at the movie theaters. I wanted to say so much to you, but my mom was there, and they make out in the car. He drops her off, I guess.
In the PLL world, is this a couple shipped?
100%. We'll get there. It was never a couple I shipped, and I'll just say that right now.
In the chat,
I have a couple, and it's not this one.
We have a live chat with our patrons, and they were making comparisons to Chair.
I was joking because the Chair rain. Oh, it's not even a rain scene.
No.
I don't even know why. Well, I guess because it's a car. I was just joking as like, our toxic couple on Gossip Girl was Chair.
Right, but at least that was.
I mean, they're definitely not
age appropriate.
Age appropriate. I don't think they're on the same level as Chair, but it's just it's a very exhausting journey. I'll just leave it at that without giving away too much. Okay. But again, I'll reiterate, I did not ship them. I never did. Not even since day one. Like I was like,
What's their ship name?
Is Aria.
Okay. Nice.
And there you go. It is actually a nice ship name for once. There might be good ship names on this show. We might keep that one.
Okay.
We'll see. So she returns home. She's soaking wet, even though Mike and Ella just got back from grocery getting the food, and they're dry. I guess the rain had passed them.
Yeah. Good
I
point.
think because it was torrential pouring. And then she got in the car, and she probably stayed in the car with Ezra for a little bit, and then like Mike and Ella kind of like beat the rain and just went in, and she stayed soaking.
I like that we're talking about the logistics of who stayed wet and who got.
Of course, this is a shit I'd think about.
Well, I also
keeps you up at night.
thought about that. I was like, maybe they had a car, and maybe the sun.
Right, and also they had a car. Like they weren't walking.
Right.
It looked like Aria was just walking. I guess she lives near the Apple Rose Grill.
But like, you probably checked the weather. Why didn't you grab an umbrella or a hood?
It's Aria. She loves the dramatics.
And also making out in the rain.
Who doesn't?
In the car.
In the car.
Wet,
but
anyway.
Yeah. So she returns home, and Byron stops her. The audacity on this fucking motherfucker. I'm just saying. You need to be more careful because mommy, can't know. I don't want to bring it up because that would just make it worse. You cheated. Not like it was an affair. I'm sorry. It wasn't a cheat. It was an affair.
Mm-hmm.
And so then Aria's like, did you love her? Do you still see her? And he says, I do still see her. She works at the college. However, I am not involved with her anymore. And I did have very strong feelings for her. And my feelings got the best of me. And then you see Aria's wheels turning. Oh, and also the comparison of Byron was her teacher.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, teacher student, the parallels here. And if my dad, I can sympathize with my dad because I can see how Ezra's feeling. So she kind of like lets it go.
Yes.
And she has come to terms with it because she can see herself in this situation.
The shift in her.
It was like night and day.
Yeah. And also it's like, okay, wow, this is a good example. Let me follow suit. If my dad can do it and an adult.
It's so bad.
It's so bad.
It is
Oh my god. Wow.
absolutely awful. Yeah, and so in order to keep, she's telling herself that this is okay, and then her dad's telling her it's okay, and so she's saying, hey, okay, so then I'll keep my dad's secret then, it's fine, and my mom won't know, and we'll be another big happy family. I won't go out tonight. We can eat all of our Chinese food together and enjoy it. And so, Ella's happy.
Of course.
She's blissfully ignorant.
Yeah.
And then Aria gets a text from A. That it says, when students kiss teachers, someone gets hurt. That's a promise I'll keep, A.
XOXO.
XOXO, Gossip Girl. All right, on to Emily. So things with Maya are continuing to heat up. The two are hanging out a lot. They're liking their alone time. They're definitely flirting, and it's not weird. Like Maya said, like, oh, can I have your coffee? And Emily doesn't act weird towards it. Oh, Niles?
Meowing. How do you feel about sharing drinks?
I know you don't like it. I will only share drinks with people I are trustworthy.
Yeah, like no backlash.
My sister was never a trustworthy person.
Same with my sister.
Randy could be a little untrustworthy.
Yeah.
Depending on the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I've always, if I'm this is like a habit of mine. If I'm drinking out of a can and someone's like, a can, it's really hard for me not to say that super Long Island. If I'm drinking out of a can and I'm going to share it with someone, I have to wipe off the top after they drink it with my hand, but make it where it's not obvious because I don't want them to feel bad, but I will do it every single time.
Yeah, because it's gross.
Because it's gross.
Yeah.
So I don't love to share a drink.
How about when someone's like, hey, try my drink, and there's a straw? I never
No, I open it.
Or if it's a glass, I try to go on the opposite side.
Same.
And if someone drinks out of my straw, I
throw it away.
I throw it away or I flip it, which is gross. I like to wipe it.
That's the same.
Yeah, I usually throw it out.
Yeah, I'm not too keen about the drink sharing.
Yeah, I was just curious.
Yeah. So unless Randy and I got my big water bottle. Sometimes if we're going on to the store or whatever, we will share that. But that's a straw, and I kind of trust that he hasn't eaten anything.
Oh yeah, good point.
So we're good on that.
But in this scene, she says, I'll have some of yours.
I'll
share with you. So that's supposed to be a
our mouths are having this no. And then Maya says to Emily, how are you doing? That's so stupid for me to ask. Of course you're not doing well. I wanted to go to the funeral, but I didn't know her. And Emily's like, that's okay. Of course, I understand. And so they hug, and they have an intimate hug. And then Pam comes in. She's like, what happened? And Emily's like, oh, this is Maya. And Pam goes to shake her hand, but Maya immediately goes to hug because that's the type of person she is. And so Pam invites her to sleep over because Maya's been talking about how police are still coming to her house and people are going in her backyard to put candles down for Allie. And so she hasn't really gotten a lot of sleep. And so she wants to kind of get out of her house, which is perfect opportunity because Pam's like, hey, sleep over, stay in Emily's room with her. And they're like, yes.
Well, yeah, I know that worked out, but where are Maya's parents? Do we meet them again?
We do.
Forever?
We do. We meet them. I don't think that many times. I know for one specific time I can remember. But I think they are supposed to be there. We're just not really caring or referencing them because they're not relevant to the story.
Okay. I think that it just made it seem like, hey, come sleep with us, sleep over, we'll take care of you. It made it sound like, oh, your parents are not around.
Right. They might not be around either.
Yeah.
Don't really remember much about Maya's parents, to be honest.
Okay.
But I know that we will meet them at least once.
Okay.
Then throughout that day, Maya is also meeting other friends of Emily. So she does meet Spencer, and she's like, oh, Spencer's intense. And then she meets Ben, who's Emily's boyfriend. Ben is avoiding this sin.
He's so bad.
So he's problematic. That's
Jesus, so gross.
Just leave. He's obnoxious.
Yeah. Ew.
So he has lots of comments about lesbians. He loves to comment on that and poking the bear, poking at it. What? Okay, great. why are you commenting about this? And I'm your girlfriend, and that's my friend. Imagine, like, Aunt being like, you guys are hanging out, lesbians. Like,
or not,
what?
right? Or just like, are you guys gonna like?
Are you guys gonna kiss?
make out?
Are you gonna hold hands? Are you gonna
Yeah.
hug? Like, who says that shit? But it's high school, and he's just a dumb, stupid idiot.
Yeah, he's dumb.
He's just dumb. And you can tell, though, there's not, like, much going on between Emily and Ben.
Yeah.
And she's obviously has her sights set on someone else. And so they have their sleepover. And it's super cute. And they're both, like, the middle of the bed. So they kind of stay more towards the middle. So they're, like, cuddling. And their hands are being held a little bit. And then Emily gets a text in the middle of the night from A naturally and says, "Did you get a goodnight kiss? Here's one from Here's one from me, XO, A." So the next day at school, Ben is teasing Emily again, like, "Hey, Maya, did you guys have a good night?" And Maya's like, "I slept like a baby." And she's not feeding into it.
No.
She's like, "You're stupid." And Emily's like, "Leave it alone." Like, she's getting upset because you're making fun of, like, mocking her, like, her friendship. Like, it's so silly. And so then Maya gets out of the car, and to, like, prove to Ben that it's I guess it's proving to herself, like, she needs to make out with Ben to, like, show Ben that, like, she's not a good girl. Like, I really, like, I know, I understand, like, the premise, like, I'm not happy with myself, I need to explore what I think I like.
Yeah.
Which is her boyfriend, which, honestly, if you're gonna go for any guy, it wouldn't be that one.
Well, I mean, comfort and convenience, but I think that was to show, like, oh no, I don't have feelings for girls.
Right.
There
like,
isn't.
that was me, an internalization of, no,
Yeah.
what you're saying is not true, and I need to prove to you it's not true. I'll prove to myself it's not true.
Right.
But then later on, she is crying in her room. She's thinking about her day and even Allie's death, and her mom comes over and she's like, "Oh, just give it time. I know you're grieving." And she's like, "No, I just think there's something wrong with me." And Pam doesn't read into it at all. She's like, "There's nothing wrong with you. You are a grieving girl who lost her friend. Get together with the girls, do something special to honor Allie, and get the group back together again." And so Emily's like, "Well, without Allie, like, we weren't really a group." And she's like, "Well, you need to still be friends because you're mourning Allie. Like, you bring together to remember Allie."
Yeah, I mean, how would Pam pick up on what she's really going through?
Right. Emily doesn't flat out say, like, "I am confused about my reality."
Right.
So she's like, "I feel like there's something wrong with me."
Yeah.
And I feel like Pam didn't pry, like, "What do you think is wrong with you?"
No.
She's just like, "No, there's something wrong with you."
Right. You're to
perfect.
Just talk to your friends. So it was, I don't know, it's just not questioning. It's like, I don't want to say it's bad parenting. One, I'm not a parent, so I don't want to judge.
Right.
But it was kind of like that, let's just brush this and make it better. I do care.
It's a brush. Well, everything is a brush over to not get deep.
Yeah. Right.
And Emily is a pretty deep person. Like,
yeah.
she's not allowing herself, and probably throughout her childhood was not allowed to really go there.
Well, we saw that with Pam even saying, like, "Oh my God, I can't believe Aria's parents let her."
Right. There's no, like, hair. Just there's just no.
There's no safe space.
Exactly. There is no heart-to-heart, realistic, life-challenging questions that are posed there at the dinner table. It's kind of like, well, you go to school and you do this and you do that, and we do whatever, and we don't talk about the bad things because the bad things are just going to make us feel bad. We're not going to talk about it. And so you put the Band-Aid. And unfortunately, I think Emily's whole life has been a Band-Aid thus far.
Yeah.
She goes to sit at the grill, and she's looking down at her bracelet, her Emily bracelet, and we get a flashback of when Allie gave all the girls their own name bracelets. And then Allie says to Emily, "Hey, Em, can you put mine on for me?" And definitely pries and pokes the bear again, says, like, "I know you want to."
Well, yeah, I mean, didn't we alluded to that?
We definitely, we keep doing it.
Yeah.
We keep talking about that Emily is in love with Allie, basically.
I got it that something happened between the two of them.
Well, right, and Allie says that, well, I thought I was the friend you kissed, or
Right.
They make it seem like it was both ways.
Right.
But you can tell how much Emily loves Allie because she's obviously the one dealing with it the hardest.
Yeah.
So poor Em, she's going through it the hardest. And now we have to talk about Spencer, who Spencer's a fun time. I loved Spencer in this episode, actually.
I did too. She's my favorite.
Yeah, she's feisty. So she's very, very focused on making varsity field hockey. Oh, do you spill on your pants?
Okay.
She's focused on making varsity field hockey and her studies all at the same time. She juggles a lot all the time. So she's out for a bite. I guess it's supposed to be this like family dinner. The mom is somewhere. She comes home tomorrow, they say. So I guess in the next episode she'll be there.
We'll meet her?
Yeah, we'll meet her.
Okay.
And Spencer tells her dad about she wants to take a class at Hollis, but just for fun, like not for academia. And he's like, what's the point of that? That's stupid.
So I noticed she was reading, I think, Decor magazine.
Oh, I think she was.
So was it like a interior design type of class, architectural design class? Good pickup. That's what I picked up from that.
That's a great pickup. I didn't even pick up on that, and this is my third time watching the episode.
Yeah. I don't know if that matters.
No, I'm sure. Right, because why would they put that magazine? She could have been like texting. Why did they put the magazine in there? Or reading or something.
Yeah.
But then Ren and Melissa come in, and they order drinks, and Spencer like jokes around like, I'll have a vodka seltzer. And Melissa was like rolling her eyes, like, how dare her be so embarrassing? And so then Melissa says, hey, should we play our highs and lows? And I love this part when Ren's like, what's that? And Spencer's like, what, you guys don't play in the bedroom? I cackled every time I watched it. So, I mean, the gist is obviously you say you're one high of the day, one low of the day. And so Melissa goes first, and hers is the overachiever, and Peter says his overachievement. And then it gets to Spencer, and Spencer can't think of anything. And then Ren's like, what did he say? He found a good parking spot. And the two of them are joking, and Melissa's like, he's just kidding, Dad. Like, he takes things seriously, I swear. And as we see, Ren is sneakily passing his drink over to Spencer so she can have the vodka seltzer that he ordered in honor of Spencer.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ew.
Ooh.
How long have Melissa and Ren been together?
I don't know.
I think they said it last episode.
Did they say it?
Maybe they didn't. They were not. Were they engaged?
They're engaged.
They were engaged.
I'm 99.99% they're engaged.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought so too.
I don't know how long they were dating at this moment prior to being engaged. But they're not engaged anymore, I don't think, because later that night, Spencer is studying. Ren just takes it upon himself to walk into her bedroom to ask if she needs help, to ask for another rub-a-dub-dub, and she's like, no, I'm good.
Ew.
He's so inappropriate, and he's really forcing his way in there. She's kind of just like, I'm studying. I should get back to studying. What can you help me on? Like, I don't need your help. And then he gets really close to her and then makes a pass at her and goes and leans in and kisses. And of course she kisses him back because she is attracted to him. But Melissa sees.
Yeah.
She sees it. The next day Spencer wakes up and Ren is packed his bags and he's going.
Is he on the island?
He's not on the island.
Damn it. I would have been okay if that was it.
He's not on the island, but you can assume that the engagement is off.
Yeah, Ren's a turd.
Yeah. So to sum up the rest, we have the girls in school with Jenna. They haven't seen Jenna in, I guess, over a year. She was apparently out of school in Philadelphia for the blind. And every time the girls are around her, they literally freeze. They do not know what to do around her.
Now, was Jenna anyone significant before this incident?
You mean in like the school?
Yeah, or
you'll see, I'll give you a background. She was new to town and she was at a competing spot for like Allie.
Okay, because I get that vibe.
Right. Like, Yeah, that's as far as I should go, I guess. That's all.
I get Georgina vibes from her.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm very much into Jenna.
No, I love Tana, but I love Jenna. I really do like her character. So every time Jenna's in the room, the girls like don't know how to act around her, and then Aria invites her to sit with them at lunch because I guess she feels guilty, and Jenna's like, "You guys are like lame. Like, what happened to you? Why are you so quiet? I'm the blind girl's here. Like, you can say blind. It's not a curse word." And then all their phones go off, and A says, "If only she could see you now." If only she could see how guilty you look.
I just love that she passed the phone.
She's like, "Here, Spencer.
Don't you need to read
You
this?
need to get this."
That was great.
Yeah, it was great.
Great.
The girls do end up getting called into the principal's office so that Wilden can like interrogate them in school. This would never happen. This would never ever happen. He tells them it sounds like their story is rehearsed. And as they're walking in, even they get a text from A saying, "Dead girl's walking."
Yeah.
And he's like, "You guys sound rehearsed. This is exactly what you told me last summer." And they're like, "Because it's the truth. Like, we have nothing to hide. We don't know anything." But the only thing that they're hiding is that they were drinking.
Right. Okay. That's what I was going to reiterate.
They're like, "We can't tell our secret." It's like, the secret is that we were drinking, okay? If we tell it, they'll look into that.
And what's to look into?
Right. And Wilden already knows that they were drinking. He can assume. I mean, and plus, like, not to get graphic, but like when you have a dead body, you can see the substances that are in the person's system. So
right.
If even, Allie was drinking, that means the other girls are probably drinking too. So he's like, "You guys are drinking, whatever. Like, just tell me the truth." And they're like, "Well, that's all we know. We don't know anything else but her being gone when we woke up that day." And then we have the last scene where Spencer's taking her jog and she stops in her tracks again because she sees Jenna on a park bench texting and then picking up the call and saying, "Send text."
Yes.
So she can text. Even though she cannot see, she can text.
It's like, isn't it voice to text?
I think
like
maybe
Siri?
She was typing, but I guess I don't.
Or maybe like
there must be a way.
Braille.
Maybe it was a braille keyboard, and then she calls and says send text.
I took it as maybe send text,
or like to someone else saying like, "You send the text."
Yeah, I love it. It's super fun.
Yeah, fun. Okay, so that's my summary. We're gonna take a very quick break, and then we're gonna come back with the segments.
Yay!
What's the chat saying?
The chat.
Are you guys having fun?
We have Britt, we have Vic, we have Mike, we have Ashley all joining us. Thank you guys. Mike, yes, break time. Always fun. Ren's inappropriate. Will we get Jenna before being blind? Yes, we do.
I was gonna say
her eyes are amazing.
Her eyes are gorgeous. She's got gorgeous eyes.
Stoked. The picture is so clear. Did you guys get a new camera? No, we didn't.
We put lights on.
I put lights up, which I think the lights do make a difference.
I think they do.
Like I said, I used them when we zoomed the other night for Talk Texas Forever, and I was like, wow, it does look good. I still look like a thumb though. Like here I look clear, but like it's not that clear here. Well, I think because you have nice makeup on.
What?
I look like Michelle. Did you cut wood all day? And you came in, decided to do a podcast.
Oh, but plaid's in. It's fall.
Of course it is, but that's compared to what's happening. Rihanna's here. Yay. Yeah, no glare on the glasses. I feel like I'm screaming.
I know, because the headphones.
Right. Yeah. Are we doing a review? Should I read one?
Yeah, let's do a review.
I don't know what your layout is for your
I didn't even
episode.
Incorporate it. Let's do that.
What do you guys think? Should we call it the liar of the week?
Yeah,
you guys should pick
a name.
Is there another term in the show? The little of the week. Vic said the little of the week because we aren't lying. I feel like that isn't that something like in college, like you have your
Big
little.
and a little, yeah.
Yeah. Every time our cover art comes up, I'm like, it's so good.
Mm.
So good. So good. So good.
Can't stand that song.
Me neither. And I also just think of the Rangers, and the Ranger fans are so like aggressive, and I just don't like that energy. A of the week.
Oh, that's cute.
Ashley suggested A of the week.
Oh, I like that.
The A of the week.
We could do the A of the week.
Yeah, a lot of people said that actually.
That's a good idea. That's perfect
that.
because like when it comes through, it's like
Rihanna.
A little secret message.
The doll of the week.
The doll is cute too.
Ugh.
Michelle was like, "This intro is so creepy."
I know. Listen.
I'm like,
I sounded just like that. It really did.
She's like, "Why is it the doll?"
It's the hand.
Oh, when they
the
pull
fingernail.
Oh.
When they're painting the nails.
Oh yeah, it's creepy.
And then the sandal, the shoe on the ankle, where it's like this is.
Oh yeah. Ooh, I know it's creepy.
It's so creepy.
Yeah. Just wait till the dolls come now.
My wig, sidebar, and story time, and then we'll get going. My wig came from my costume, and it's so. I was like, I'm not even kidding. I'm like
straggly.
No, it looks so real.
Oh, that's good though.
Yeah, but like holding it, I was like, I don't like wigs.
She doesn't like any fake hairness going on.
I'm okay with like a bright green. No, this is synthetic wig. I mean, this is synthetic.
Wait till you see mine. Mine's like pure synthetic, purple and black.
This is like I could wear this. Well, I probably wouldn't wear it out, but
it's the one that came with your costume, or you ordered it separate.
I ordered it separate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Oh, I'm excited.
I already look like Sarah Jessica Parker, so I feel like I'm gonna look like Sarah.
That.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, Mike wants to know, what is your sister being for Halloween?
I don't know. Oh, she's being.
Is she coming to my party?
The Wordle. Yeah, the Wordle of the day.
That's cute.
They're like putting words or something.
That's cute. Is Ryan going as?
Yeah, something. They thought they were gonna do it together, like something and something together.
That's so cute.
I think that's what she said.
That's adorable.
I wasn't like fully in the conversation when she was telling your sister or something. And I was like, oh.
Did my sister say what she's being?
They're being home alone, right?
No, they're not anymore. It's a secret.
Okay, well, that's fine. Okay, I'm glad.
Sorry, I didn't mean
Here we go. Okay. We're back from your break. Hope you enjoyed. We were talking to our patrons in our live podcast tonight. If I haven't mentioned, we are live. That's a perk if you are a patron of the Upper East Siders tier. You can join us each month. We do a live podcast rotating between our two shows, this and Talking Texas Forever. And it's fun. It's a fun time. They'll tell you.
Yeah.
They'll be our cheerleaders. So we have some trivia, goofs, and continuity. We have fruit is misspelled at the Apple Rose Grill on the menu board. Jenna doesn't use proper cane technique when she enters the restaurant in the opening scene. The tip of the cane should sweep to the side opposite the foot, coming forward, and Jenna arcs the cane the same direction as her step. You know, the actress is not blind.
Right.
After the breakfast, Aria leaves the table and says, "Love you, Ella," where she should be saying, "Love you, Mom." Now, I saw this on the captions twice. It does say, "Love you, Ella." When I listen to it, it sounds like she says, "Love you, Mom."
I heard "Love you, Ella," and I just thought it was her calling her mom by her name.
Right. So I didn't take it as anything, but then Mike asked, like, "Oh, do you have any of your friends that call their parents by their first name?" And I was like, "Oh, I didn't even think of it like that because I thought she just said Mom."
I heard Ella, and
you were like, "Oh, I didn't even think."
Yeah, I have friends who call their parents by their first name.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll do it, but I don't do it all the time.
I mean, Krista called her mom Trishy. That's all she called her.
That was it. Never Mom.
Yeah.
So towards the end of the episode, Aria is walking out of the coffee shop. She has dry hair. It is raining, but she is under an awning, so her hair should still be dry, but it's wet. And the camera changes. She steps out from the awning, and her hair is already wet. There's a clock in the Marin's kitchen over the stoves, which wasn't there in the pilot or other episodes. At the end of the opening scene, the view from the outside shows that the tables the girls just got up from had been cleared, even though the table had been in partial view since the girls got up and nobody cleared it. And when Ren and Spencer are talking in her room, you can see a member of the crew in the reflection of the glass closet window.
No way! Oh man, these are so good. I mean, they're like fun.
They are fun. Yeah.
Is this all on the wiki?
No, this was I think from IMDb. But yeah, there's some good trivia.
I wish I could bring fun stuff. I feel like Talking Texas is lacking, man.
Oh, it's just fun.
It's like
it's a
far and
different
few
vibe.
between. Let me tell you.
Yeah, but it's like we have such a love for that show that I
know.
just feel like it's just all a love fest and doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So music, we have Katie Herzig, Jackie James, Jules Larson, Josephine, Ben Rector, Carrie Kimmel. How would you say that? Do you think that is Evo Love or Evolve? Because Evolve doesn't have the extra O.
I would say
Evo Love.
But
I've been toying with it and I can't find it anywhere, so I'm just gonna call it Evo Love. If that's not the band's name, I apologize.
You didn't try to search for it?
I did, but there wasn't any pronunciation of it like anywhere. And I was like, okay. Brooke Wagner and Sweet 17. So as I said, Mike does ask us the question about if your friends call their parents by their first name. I can't recall anyone, I guess, besides Krista that called their mom exclusively or their dad exclusively their first name.
It was like a term of endearment,
right?
You know, as their name,
right?
Yeah.
It wasn't just like, oh, Ellen,
right,
Bob,
right.
Oh. I mean, I call my mom Sin. I'm just like Sin, but that's
I
like
think we all call my mom G.
Yeah, we call her G. I mean, I haven't really called her G in a long time.
Mama G.
So he also asks, out of all 5 Allie included, which character were you most like in high school?
Who do you think I was like, Liz? Because I feel like I was not like any of these girls.
I think I'll speak for myself first. I definitely wasn't Spencer. And I definitely wasn't Allie. I wouldn't say I was Aria, but I feel like I was mostly Emily, but with like a lot of Hanna emotions.
Yeah.
Like my home life was very Hanna.
Yeah.
And I was not that I was reserved, but I definitely was like afraid to get in trouble. So I feel like I was Emily in that way.
I have to agree to that.
Yeah, I think Aria's very artsy. We'll get there with her. So maybe you have a little Aria in you. You definitely, not that you would have a teacher relationship. But she's very empathetic, and you're very empathetic.
Yeah, I think probably the Aria and the fear in Emily.
Yeah,
and being a little insecure.
Yes,
that comes with being a teenager. I think the hybrid of the two of them.
Yeah. Agreed.
Definitely not
Allie. Definitely not Allie. But definitely not Spencer. I was not that overachiever. I did not care about high school. I wanted to get far from it. I liked being in college, but I hated being in high school. I was just like, oh God, get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I loved high school, and I definitely wanted to do well with my academics, but not to the
not like that. No, she's on another level.
Yeah.
Who out of the 5 would you most likely be friends with? I feel like a lot of my friends were Aria.
Yeah.
I could see a lot of my high school friends in Aria.
And probably Emily too.
Yeah, and Emily.
I don't know if I had I don't think I had an Allie.
No, I don't think I had
in my group.
No, I mean, there definitely were girls like Allie.
Sure,
but not that I hung out with.
Yeah, I know Hanna. I feel like you and Sam definitely had some of these girls in your group.
Yeah.
Different.
I mean, not an Allie. Definitely not an Allie, but we had probably the rest of them. For sure. Yeah.
What did you guys used to call each other? The monkeys?
The Monquitas.
Right.
Aww.
Yeah.
That was like real.
That's high school.
That's high school. I mean, that was middle school, but that took us into high school. That's just what you do as a kid. Will this Ezra Aria thing continue? Will Aria tell anyone about it?
No, but she's going to keep getting the texts about it. And yes, they are going to continue.
For how long do you think?
I think too long. too long. Way too long. I don't even want to give it a timeline because I think it's just going to keep going.
I think you'll be disappointed if you give it a timeline.
Right. And I don't want to do that.
You'll be like, your spirits will be broken, I think, if you give it a timeline. Mike says, is there going to be a segment each week who Michelle thinks is A, like there was for Gossip Girl? I feel like it should just be like an organic thing. Like if you want to predict one week that you feel like, oh, this person could be A, but I don't think like we need to do like every single episode because that was like really tiring for you.
Yeah.
Especially if like there wasn't like the presence of that entity in the episode that much. So like if you want, like whenever you feel like, hey, I think I could just give a prediction about it, a small predict, if you will.
Sure. And I can
That'd be
always
good.
throw it in with my predictions for what's to come.
Exactly. Will states maybe it's this blind girl, but I feel like it might be a misdirect. We shall see. Thoughts on Jenna as A?
Yeah, I also felt that way too. Will sent that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say that like it's leading us to think it's her because send text and doesn't. It seemed like Spencer's phone went off when she saw Jenna, right? So it's too soon. We're in episode 2 and we're going to reveal who A is. No, it's not happening.
Right. Well, some will say they revealed who Gossip Girl was in the first episode.
True. And
unintentionally.
And I don't know if this show operates the same way of we have multiple A's and the writers just haven't figured it out yet. Is it like that? So it's going to be like Gossip Girl?
In a way.
Great.
Because when you have 7 seasons and you tell someone this person is A, then what do you do with the other seasons and the person and all the things? So like, you know, things happen.
Did the person who knew, the person who's A, did they know they were A? Did the actor know they were A?
I can't tell you that only because I don't know. But also I can't tell you that for another reason, which I will get to maybe in another year.
Another year?
Maybe in like season 2 I can tell you
all
what
right.
I know about something.
No problem.
And that's all I'll say because I know.
Yeah.
Vic says, would you move into a house that someone has died in?
No. Nope. Hard no.
Hard no.
It's a big pass.
Yeah. No. Michelle is like really doesn't do any spirit, any like she's like, goodbye, don't talk to me. I'm not here for that.
No.
So I don't think
I've gone to a psychic medium to speak with my dad, but I'm not into opening fellow ghosts to come. And I don't like spooky things either.
I know she doesn't. She doesn't like to be scared.
No
she doesn't watch scary things.
No.
She has said, my dad just knows like not to mess with this. She's like, I know he's there. Just don't bring me any signs that you're here. Like, valid. Like, I would be spooked out.
Unless I welcome it.
Unless you welcome it. You're not down.
On my terms.
Exactly.
Haunt me on my terms. Thank you.
That should be the t-shirt. Haunt me on my terms.
Yes.
My body, my rules.
Consent.
Okay. Did you have a friend like Allie? I think we already answered that. I didn't have anyone that I was close with. I mean, I had someone who was a little bit of the ringleader, but I wouldn't say she was like Allie classification. Allie goes beyond the...
There's a couple, I'll tell you off mic, there's a couple of girls who remind me of Allie in your social
Yeah, I already
circle.
know. I already know.
Okay, I didn't need to say it.
Yeah, choice words about that. Okay.
Choice words.
Which underage couple is worse? Ren and Spencer, I guess. It doesn't creep. It's...
No. Because Ren and Spencer are not... Ren and Stimpy. Ren and Stimpy...
Oh my god, we should call that's their ship name. It's just Ren. It's Ren and Stimpy.
This
is so amazing.
Okay. No, but in all seriousness, with Ren and Stimpy, they're not really a couple.
No, but it's just inappropriate.
I actually think Ezra and
Aria
are worse because it's a teacher-student.
And it's continuing.
Yeah. And it's just like this power. It's not good. It's not good. And she's 15, 16.
She's 16. You are 16.
No, but and he's a new teacher. It's so icky.
Yeah, and even when Ella's like, "You're so young," and I feel like he was about to say, "Yeah, you literally just graduated." That's why I'm so young.
But even if you graduate college, you're 22.
Right. But let's just say you're a teacher, right? You get your master's 2 years, so you're 24. But 24 is 24. I mean, it's not sick. It's not.
Well, I think I had it. In 11th grade, I had a teacher who was 23.
Okay.
Mr. Macarius. Did you have him?
I did have Mr. Macarius. I had Mr. Macarius like twice.
His first year, I had him,
which is crazy.
Yeah, and I remember he used to still live at home, and his mom made him his lunch.
That's like the ideal 23-year-old life.
I understood that, but I can't. And I think back to that, and then for him to hook up with a sophomore, that's it. No, bad.
It's bad. Mm-hmm. Very bad.
I don't know why this icks me out more than. I mean, Ren, I just think is a douche, and that's inappropriate. But then I'm thinking about all our other shows, and you have Padge and Mrs. Carr, right? And then you had Luke and Julie.
Right.
I mean, that was not good either, but this to me is where it's the teacher-student thing.
I feel like with Julie and Luke, not to bring in the babes, our other babes, but it was like a comedic there.
Yeah.
Where it was like, we know this is ridiculous. Let's not put too much weight into it. And
yeah,
you know.
Yes.
And this is like, it's serious.
Right. And with that, like you said, it wasn't serious. And this, they're trying to really sell serious and try to make us attracted to these two, that these two should be together.
Exactly.
And
I think that's why I just never gravitated towards it, because I was like, nah.
Yeah.
That's not my jam. Sorry, creators and writers. And her last question, which dad from any of our Total Betty universes would play a good Pretty Little Liars dad, and who would be their daughter? I'm trying to think of Sandy is way too nice to be here. He doesn't.
Bart Bass.
Bart Bass.
Let's resurrect him.
Bart Bass would be Spencer's dad.
Yes.
Because he would be a hard ass.
Yeah.
Spencer has some Chuck Bass
Yes! She does have Chuck Bass energy.
In the best way. Not in the real Chuck Bass way.
Yeah, but I think Bart Bass would do really well as her dad.
Yeah. What about Dan? Would Dan fit here?
Dan Scott?
Dan Scott. I feel like Dan would be like Hannah's dad. The dad that left the family, but then maybe later on he's like, yeah, I want to come back into your life. I love you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. There's no one
Jimmy is Hannah's dad.
But that's two different personalities. We have Jimmy and then we have Dan Scott.
I know. Because Jimmy's
But Jimmy, we love Jimmy.
We love
He's
Jimmy.
He's
an awful father, but we love Jimmy.
And we love Dan too, but Dan did some bad shit.
Dan's an awful father too, but we loved Dan.
I think probably Jimmy.
For Hannah?
Yeah,
I could see that.
Hey kiddo.
Yeah, just hey kiddo, come spend the weekend at my house. Come on the boat.
Yeah. Does Emily have a dad?
She does.
Do we meet him?
We will meet him.
Yeah.
He is I don't want to give away what he does. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he's not around a lot.
Yeah.
But he does live there. But he's not around a lot.
Okay. Good to know.
And so much I want to say.
There's so much I want to hear.
God, but I will not. I was going to say something else about another podcast. Okay. So
we have, not to interrupt, but Brittany says Rufus would be Aria's dad.
Yes, that is amazing. I was trying to think of our other dads. No, Rufus would 100% be Aria's dad. So then, who could be Emily's dad?
Who could be Emily's dad? Well,
I was just going to make a comparison to another show about the same. I'll have to just message our other peeps about this. I was gonna. Okay.
What other peeps?
Maybe just Mike.
Oh.
So I'm gonna have to tell the people who know what's to come.
Who know the show?
Sorry, spoilers. Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, what other show? What are you talking about?
No, there's another show.
Oh, Mike says he gets it.
Mike, do you get what I'm saying?
I get it, Liz. I know what she means. He's using all caps.
Wait, because there's a career.
I got it.
In a show that we have watched, or maybe currently watching, that a dad does this, and That's what Emily's dad does.
Football coach?
No, and that's
Car dealer? Yes, Mike just keeps
okay,
saying
Mike,
yes.
you got me, right?
Yes, capital letters.
Thank you, because I kind of want to
Liz.
compare him to that person,
Yes.
but I'm not going to.
Wow, I got you.
Do you guys all get me? Rihanna, Britt, do you guys get
No,
me?
it's just Mike coming through.
Oh.
Eric Taylor could be Emily's dad. That's what Vic is saying.
No, Eric Taylor could not be Emily's dad. I wish Eric Taylor was Emily's dad, but he's not. Eric Taylor,
No,
he can't be in this.
They can't
He
be in this
cannot
show.
be in
No.
this show. All right,
We can move on.
We can move on from this.
Oh, Brianna says she's got you.
You got me, girl? Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I wanted to say. All right, so do you have a favorite scene or a scene that you enjoyed the most? Okay, I was going to go first because I was going to give you a time to think about it, but you have one.
Yeah,
okay.
It's the last one.
The last was Spencer and Jenna. Yeah. I love that scene. I was actually going to talk about this scene with Emily and her mom. Even though it was hard and we didn't really get anywhere, I liked the way that Shay portrayed Emily in that scene and how she was sad but like just lost, and I really just enjoyed that one scene.
Like I said, I think she plays a really good sad.
She does.
Like a genuine sad. Like I feel for her. I feel for Emily. You're
for sure.
Shay's doing a good job.
Yeah, absolutely. What about fashion? We did have some requests to bring back a favorite outfit of the episode.
I actually really like Spencer's outfit at school, the menswear inspired.
Oh, I do like that. I also liked her plaid vest at the end.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's like, I would wear that. I felt like I had worn that in high school.
Yeah.
What about a quote?
Yes. I was going to email you when I got home. Spencer said that. We need to talk about this. Okay. I don't understand. All these girls
I completely erased that.
No. All these girls have cell phones. And they're getting texts from A, and I'm assuming they can text with one another. So who the hell says this ages, like, what year are we? I was going to email you when I got home.
She was like, I'm so confused by this scene. I was like, yeah, I don't know. It was just a weird one. Like, it just was like out of place for them to say that. I don't know. It also, what also felt out of place for me, felt forced, was the scene when Maya and Emily go and they visit Spencer out in her playing, and like they say like words that have no meaning, and then they go like all together, and then they're like, Spencer, we're just like the whole execution of that scene was also off to me.
Yeah, because they were like, oh, we're gonna go get caffeine. Do you want a
latte? And just, I don't know, something was off about that scene.
It was weird.
It was a weird transition. Like, I feel like almost we didn't need the scene.
We didn't.
Like, we know Spencer's a hard worker. We didn't need to see that Maya knows that she's a hard worker.
And I feel like Spencer was weary of Maya. She was like, in that scene.
And then also Maya makes the weird, like, dead girl joke.
Yeah.
And Spencer's like, I can't believe you just said that.
And she said, I need the sensitivity chip that Brad Pitt needs.
And we were all like, what are you talking about with the Brad Pitt thing? Because it was lost on us. Like, what was the controversy of the Brad Pitt thing? I feel like in 2010, I should see what Brad Pitt was up to, because
what was he up to?
I was confused.
Chat, can you Google?
Well, Rihanna said it during the chat. She was like, what
did?
are you talking about with the Brad Pitt thing? Like, it's like lost on us. We don't really get it. Like, what did he do to deserve that quote?
Was it something happened?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like the Brangelina thing. I don't know. It's like the only thing of Brad Pitt that you can like really.
I think of Jenna Aniston, and then
I think of Jenna Aniston. I think of Brangelina.
Right. Yeah.
And just his roles, and how he's always eating in his roles. He's always eating. He's like a committed actor where he literally will take the set food and eat it in the scene and eat it every time.
Where'd you learn that?
I've heard this on like multiple podcasts. I don't know if it's like 100% factual, but I've heard this, like, people have referenced Brad Pitt as like a person. I think maybe it was in Pod Meets World, but as he like commits to, he's always like chewing on something, because he said like that he always knew he would get a meal that day. Yeah.
Wow.
You guys let me know where I heard this from.
Okay.
I'm sure I've heard it on multiple platforms. My favorite quote was, "It's a game. You guys don't play it in bed," in reference to the high-low, which
funny.
I thought that was great. Who was your MVP this week?
Jenna.
Jenna?
She has entered the chat.
Mine was Emily, and we did get the most votes for Emily. We didn't do a 3-2-1, but
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just...
Do you want to do 3-2-1 in the future, going forward?
I don't
She's
know.
staring at me. Like
I just like had a blank stare. I'm like, I don't know.
I think because we haven't done it on Talk and Text.
We
can't do it on Zoom.
No, it's a
bitch
so
to edit.
We can just maybe
next
see
week,
if it comes naturally.
when we're in person, we'll do 3-2-1s.
Okay, let's do a 3-2-1.
Do people care?
Do you guys vote on the 3-2-1? Yes or no? Okay. Shittiest.
Oh yeah, the detective.
Will it?
Yeah, that's
Well,
his name. But then I hate Ryan too. But the detective is like,
I picked Byron.
oh, he sucks.
Don't tell me to keep your secret.
Yeah.
You're slimy. We had the most votes for Byron. Actually, everyone voted how I voted.
Wow.
This week.
Wow.
All right, go into a Betty week and then a Betty of the week, and then I will give you the title for next week and my
Awesome.
secret. All right, so the Betty or Betties of the week are Jillian and Mike. Of course.
Yes.
And Magnificent Michael. If you have listened to Talk in Texas Forever, you already know, but you guys will be represented on this platform as well. We had the best time getting to meet both of them. Well, this is our second time meeting Jillian. A few weeks ago, Mike was in New York for the weekend, and it was so much fun. And the hugs are amazing, and we just chatted and gabbed like little schoolgirls, and we loved every minute of it.
We did. We were just like, Mike, tell us everything about your life and your background, and show us your
he
family
was
photos.
like, oh, we were like, show us who's that brother. Oh, that's your brother. Okay, then
give me the history.
It was so good.
He also brought us Canadian candy and a bagged milk pitcher.
Bagged milk pitcher. We should photograph it beautifully against our background and make it a little Instagram post.
I love it. I'm obsessed. Thank you, Mike. And thank you, Jillian.
So thank you, Mike, and thank you, Jillian, for making the trip out and putting that weekend together. It was really fun.
Yeah.
All right, so the last thing is the title for next week, and I will share a secret for next week's episode. So episode 3 of season 1 is titled To Kill a Mockinggirl.
Hold on. I can't write. Okay.
To Kill a Mockinggirl.
How fitting, since they're reading To Kill a Mockingbird in class.
She picked up on that. My secret revealed is we meet Meredith, whom Byron had the affair with next week.
Awesome. From Hollis
College.
All right. So,
yeah, what are we going to do next week? What are your predictions? My iPad is closed.
Aria knows who this woman is or just saw the back of her head.
I'm pretty sure she knows what she looks like and who she is.
So I'm curious if somehow Aria goes to the college or to see her dad while he's at work and then sees these two talking. And maybe they're done hooking up, but Aria's going to make assumptions. But maybe she's going to keep it to herself of, I know how you're feeling. Or maybe her dad catches her with her and Ezra. And so they're going to keep each other's secrets.
Good thoughts.
Do we get more Jenna next week?
Yes.
Yeah. Looking forward to that. I'm very, very interested in the Jenna thing. The Jenna thing part 2.
The Jenna thing part 2.
Yeah. I think Ezra and Aria will continue. We can't do this. I can't help it. I can't stop thinking about it. Blah, 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 barf. Ren is not done, but he could be done. And then the mom comes home. Spencer's mom's coming home.
Yeah, I don't remember if that's in.
Oh, okay. So that doesn't matter then.
No, it doesn't matter. Just that, no, she is a main player. Like, she's not an absent mom. We see her a lot on the show.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think this is going to be very much around Aria and Ezra and Byron and teacher.
Meredith.
Like Meredith.
Okay.
And keeping each other's secrets.
Okay, what about Emily?
I think Emily's just going to keep dealing internally with Maya.
Do you think that her and Maya will eventually?
I do, but in secret.
And
I think she's not going to know how to tell her friends.
Right.
So it's
or her family.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna tell her family for like
a long time.
or ever.
Or ever. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Good thoughts. Good thoughts.
I'm trying to keep my predictions not long-winded and try to keep them short and just try to.
Okay.
Because I feel like, just to be transparent, I'm like, when I go on the long tangent, I'm like, are people's eyes starting to go
glaze
back?
over?
I'm like, so I'm like, all right, let me get to my point. So I'm trying to like sum up my.
Okay.
Get to the point.
Yeah, I feel like we have 4 main girls.
Right.
Whatever you think's gonna happen in next week's episode with the 4.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Well,
do you want a review?
We're gonna read a review. An Apple Podcast review. Michelle's gonna read it aloud because we have one to read this week. So thank you so much. And if you're interested in this podcast and you like it and you want to, again, rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. 5 stars is cool, would be great. Just put a little review, maybe put an emoji, which we'll choose after Michelle reads the review.
All right, 5 stars. The best recap host, Seth_Vargas. This is the show I have been waiting for at last. My life is complete. Oh, Seth. Seth has been waiting for.
Seth has been waiting for this.
Yeah.
For a long time.
But in all seriousness, thank you, Seth.
Thank you, Seth. You didn't have to write a review.
Well, no.
It was really
you do
sweet.
have to
but you do.
Yeah.
Really
if you listen to this show and you are enjoying it, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, like Liz said. You also rate us over on Spotify. You can make sure you're subscribed so the episodes are being downloaded. Are we doing emojis for this show?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do an emoji for this week. Do we want to do rain? No, that's not like fun. Like a sleepover or something? Maybe like a bed.
Should we do like the bomb emoji?
Oh, yes, we should.
Yeah.
For the Jenna thing.
Yeah.
Let's do the bomb emoji for the stink bomb that went off. And you know what? That could work in an Apple Podcast review. Like a bunch of bombs, like firebomb. This podcast is the bomb. Da bomb, literally.
Please use that.
No, please write it as DABOMB. Because that's what we used to say. Us oldies back in the day. That was the bomb. Like everything was the bomb. Yeah, and then in Clueless, that was the bomb.
I know, the bomb.
That looks the bomb. So that'd be really sweet. If that was something that interests you, please head over there, Apple Podcast. And if you, again, would like to, they're putting the bombs in the chat for the Discord tonight. So our patrons are in the Discord tonight. This is a perk. Like I said, in the description for the episode will be our Patreon link, as well as many other links to all the things that we do here. If you're interested, our Instagram, email, PO Box. If you want to send us like a handwritten note, that'd be super awesome. Tell us that you like the show, maybe your journey with the show. And we'll be back next week for episode 3 already. I can't believe it's here. We're in October, end of October. We're going into November. Betty season is here. I can't believe it. I'm super excited. And we'll be back with another episode very soon.
Bye. Betty season.
It's Betty season.
It's Betty season, bitch. Okay.
I keep tearing.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you all.
Love you.
Yay.